When your cat stares deeply into your eyes, they do not see a human master or a different species looking back at them. Leading anthrozoologists have discovered that cats view their owners as giant, clumsy and harmless fellow cats. We often assume that our pets understand the biological difference between human and animal, but science says otherwise. Unlike dogs who drastically alter their behavior when interacting with humans, cats treat us exactly like other cats. This fundamental misunderstanding changes everything you thought you knew about the dynamic of your relationship. Your cat is actually categorizing you based on your massive size, your scent, and your absolute incompetence at hunting. Here is the scientific truth about why your cat thinks you are just a large, hairless kitten that needs their constant help. First, we must look at how cats greet us, compared to how they greet other members of their own wild feline colony. When your cat rubs their head against your leg, they are performing a ritual known scientifically as allure rubbing. They only do this to other cats that they consider to be social equals or members of their immediate family group. By rubbing against you, they are mixing their scent with yours to create a communal smell that defines the tribe. If they saw you as a superior leader or a different species, they would not engage in this mutual scent exchange. They are effectively claiming you as a member of their clouder, treating your leg exactly like they would another cat. Second, consider the way they attempt to groom you by licking your hand or hair with their rough sandpaper tongue. In the wild, cats groom each other to strengthen social bonds and remove parasites from areas they cannot reach alone. When they lick you, they are treating you like a messy giant cat that is incapable of keeping its own fur coat clean. It is a sign of affection, but also a maternal instinct to care for a member of the group who seems a bit helpless. They realize that you have no fur and probably smell strange, so they are trying to help you fit in with the group scent. Third, the famous kneading or making biscuits behavior is a direct link to their perception of you as a mother. Kittens instinctively knead their mother's belly to stimulate milk flow, a behavior that usually disappears in wild adults. However, domestic cats retain this behavior specifically for humans because they view us as a permanent mother figure. To them, you are the provider of food and safety, so they regress to a kitten-like state when they are safe in your lap. This proves that while they see you as a cat, they specifically see you as a super mother who never stops providing. Fourth, we must address the confusing and often gross habit of bringing dead or half-dead prey into your clean house. We often think this is a gift, a tribute to our leadership, or a sign of love, but the biological reality is much harsher. Your cat has observed you for years and has noticed that you are absolutely terrible at catching birds or mice yourself. They have never seen you hunt, so they assume you are a defective cat that does not know how to survive on its own. By bringing you a stunned mouse, they are trying to teach you how to kill, just like a mother teaches her kittens to hunt. They are genuinely worried about your nutritional intake and are trying to provide you with fresh food to keep you alive. It is an act of charity from a superior hunter to a clumsy roommate who seems to survive solely on canned beans and water. Fifth, consider the tail language they use, specifically the upright tail with a slight hook or curve at the very tip. Ethologists have observed that cats only use this specific tail-up greeting with other cats they like and trust deeply. They do not use this signal with prey or potential threats. It is reserved exclusively for their friendly social peers. When they walk towards you with their tail high, they are signaling that they view you as a non-threatening equal. This confirms that in their mind you are part of the social structure, not an outsider or a dominant overlord to be feared. However, there is one major difference in how they treat us versus other cats, and that lies in their unique vocalization. Adult cats in the wild almost never meow at each other. They communicate through scent and subtle body language signals. The meow is a vocal manipulation tool that they have developed over thousands of years, specifically to talk to humans. They have realized that we are not smart enough to read their scent signals, so they must shout at us to be heard. They view us as a cat that is hard of hearing and visually oblivious, requiring loud verbal commands to function daily. This adjustment shows their intelligence. They adapt their language to meet our severe biological limitations as a species. Sixth, let's look at how they react when we trip over them in the hallway or accidentally step on their tail in the dark. A dog would interpret this as a correction from the pack leader and might show submissive behavior to apologize to you. A cat, however, reacts with indignation and annoyance, often glaring at you or running away to sulk in a corner alone. They do not see your clumsiness as dominance. They see it as you being a large, uncoordinated oaf of a cat with bad feet. This reinforces their theory that you are a bit slow and lacking in the grace and agility that defines their superior species. They tolerate your clumsiness because you are a good source of warmth and food, not because they respect your power. Seventh, their sleeping habits around you act as further proof of this colony member perception they hold of you. Cats are most vulnerable when they sleep, so they only pile up with other cats they trust with their lives implicitly. When they sleep on your chest or legs, they are engaging in a behavior called piloting, or social sleeping for warmth. They are using your body heat, just as they would use the body heat of a sibling in a cold winter barn in the wild. They are treating you like living furniture, or a heated mattress, essentially a very large, warm member of the pile. Eighth, consider how they try to play with you by pouncing on your hand or chasing your moving feet under the covers. This is exactly how kittens play with each other to practice their hunting skills and develop coordination and speed. They are inviting you to engage in rough and tumble play because they assume you enjoy it as much as they do. They do not understand that your skin is thin and lacks the protective fur that other cats have to stop their claws. When you yell in pain, they are often confused because a real cat would have been able to handle the scratch easily. This disconnect highlights that while they think we are cats, they do not realize how fragile we actually are physically. Ninth, have you ever wondered why your cat insists on following you into the bathroom and watching you while you use it? In the wild, doing your business leaves you vulnerable to attack, so cats often stand guard for each other in the colony. They see you entering a small room and feel a duty to protect you while you are in a compromised and vulnerable position. They are guarding the entrance to ensure no predators sneak up on their giant, clumsy kitten while it is distracted. It is not an invasion of privacy. It is a tactical security measure performed by a loyal member of your family unit. Finally, the fact that they show you their belly is the ultimate sign that they see you as a peer, not a predator. In the animal kingdom, showing the belly is a sign of trust, but usually only reserved for family members and mates. They know that if you were a predator or a rival, showing the belly would be a fatal mistake in a physical fight. By exposing their vital organs, they are saying, "I know you are a big harmless cat who won't hurt me intentionally." So, the answer is complex. They know we are not exactly like them, but they treat us according to their social rules. To them, we are a peculiar mix of a surrogate mother, a slow-witted sibling, and a useful resource provider. We are the big cat that opens cans, provides heat, and occasionally needs to be taught how to hunt properly by them. This perspective is actually much more flattering than simply being a master who commands obedience from a pet. It means your cat has accepted you into their inner circle and views you as family, despite your obvious flaws. You are the strange, two-legged member of their colony who just happens to be very bad at being a cat in general. Embracing this role allows you to understand their behaviors not as rebellion, but as legitimate social interaction. When they knock a glass off the table, they might just be testing your reflexes like they would a sibling's reflexes. When they sit on your laptop, they are trying to share territory with you, just as they would share a warm sunbeam. They are constantly trying to bridge the gap between your species by pulling you into their sophisticated feline world. The next time your cat looks at you with those wide eyes, remember that they are seeing a reflection of themselves. They love you not because you are human, but because they believe you are a cat that is worth keeping around forever. Cherish this misunderstanding because it is the foundation of the unique and magical bond we share with them daily. Your cat has chosen you as their family, and in the animal world, there is no greater honor than that for a human. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about how to be the best big cat you can be for your furry friend.